live.
Welcome into the pop-up kitchen, everybody. This is Chef Dave, and today I'm with Jason. Chef Jason and I are going to be doing a series on tailgating foods. We're going to take the line schedule and we're going to go down week by week. We're going to take iconic dishes from the opposing team, city or state, if you will, and put our twist on them and show you how you can make them your tailgate favorites. Week one, we have Philadelphia, right? So what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Philadelphia? Do you think iconic foods?
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak, right? Obviously, right? When I Googled Philadelphia and iconic foods or foods for Philadelphia, it was pretty simple. It came down to about 4 or 5 items. Scrapple was on the list. One of the favorites, Tasty Cakes, their own little like hostess style cakes thing. They have this thing called water ice. It's just like Italian ice. A lot of Italians, it seems like they settle it, that have a lot of Italian food. The top 3 items were though, and we're gonna do those 3 items, our twist on those top 3 iconic foods from Philly for your tailgate here in Detroit is number 1, the roast pork. John's Roast Pork is famous for one of the most iconic sandwiches in the nation, to be honest. But we're gonna do our twist on the roast pork. We're also gonna do the Philly Italian style hoagie with all the lunch meats, if you will, or the nice fine charcuterie, a little bit of vinaigrette and oil dressing that we put on there. And then we're gonna finish it all off with, like we said, the classic
Cheesesteak.
chili piece, or Philly cheesesteak. So what we're gonna start with is this pork loin. Jason's gonna slice it up thin. I'm gonna tell you what I did while you watch him slice that up thin. What I did was, we took some fresh herbs. We took some sage and some parsley, a little bit of thyme and rosemary, and some fresh garlic, and I rubbed it around a nice pork loin and let that rest overnight in the cooler so that the herbs and the spices get kind of married into that meat really well for you to get a nice good flavor profile all the way throughout the pork. Let the pork kind of do its thing. And in that process, we took some pork bones and we made a nice thick julie. I don't know if you can get the shot back here, but we'll show you.
We'll bring it up front when
Yeah, we'll bring it up front when we're ready to build the sandwich. But we reduced down pork stock with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of the herbs that are in this mixture that we roasted the pork with. And we reduced it down to make it thicker and thicker and reduce it over probably a good 8-9 hours. And we have what is called a real thick julie or a nice pork stock thickened that will heat up our pork meat or our pork loin in that stock. And we're gonna put the classic, we did our own twist. We did some spinach with garlic and red pepper flakes sauteed. That's gonna be on our sandwich with that sharp provolone cheese that we have there. And so we'll get ready to build our first. We have a nice herb bread here. I'll cut this in half and Jason will get us ready to build that thing. So now while we're doing this, Jason, tell me some of your favorite things to do at the tailgate.
At the tailgate, I mean, eat food. I'm so excited just to try this. You guys can't smell it, but it smells so good. With
Yes,
this
it
pork
does.
It's amazing. But
Yeah, we'll set that there. There you go.
I'll put this here. But yeah, I mean, love to eat food. Hang out. I mean, tailgating is about the experience and being with friends and
100%.
sharing the food.
Yeah. I think also throwing the pigskin around, playing a little beanbag toss or whatever they call that, cornhole. But as you can see, these are things that you can do at a tailgate. Very simple. Roast your pork ahead of time, have it already sliced, ready to go. You bring it in your foil pan, and you got your grill. You heat up your grill. You put the foil pan on there. You heat up your liquid or your jus, if you will. And we put our pork in there. It's heating up. Real simple. Nothing to worry about. So I got your bread here. I'll slide it right over here on your board. And we just put some of that pork right on there. And we're gonna make some people really happy at the tailgate. Because this is something you can do right in that last moment. Should be nice and tender, have some nice good flavor, and you can have them ready to go, wrap them up, and set them right on the table. And in between wise tales and stories of grandeur and another year of the Lions are gonna win the Super Bowl, we will have some really good food. So I'm gonna put the rest of this provolone on there, and then we'll pretty much take this spinach and we'll dance it right across the top here, if you will. Boom, look at that. Nice sandwich.
There's a little more juice on this side.
Yep.
You want that bread nice and this pork jus is like what makes this sandwich. So
All that flavor gets into your bread, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So we'll fold this thing over. Let's try to, there we go. Keep it in there. And then we're gonna cut that bad boy in half. Why don't we try one of those? It looks good. A couple other things that you should always have at your tailgate. Always have a cutting board, a knife, some water. Bulk water is always good to have. Wash your hands, you got your gloves. But it should be a simple setup. You don't want to take away from having the fun of hanging out, like Jason was saying, and enjoying the company of your friends, getting ready for the big game, and then going into the actual stadium or whatnot. But if you can look at that, that is going to be a nice, hearty pork sandwich with that spinach on there. What do you think, Jason? Why don't you take a bite and tell me what you think? And I'm going to go ahead and get the bread ready for the next sandwich. That thing is so juicy, it goes everywhere. You're all right. Speechless.
Amazing.
Nice pork loin sandwich with that, like we said, that pork jus and that
Crusty
spinach,
bread.
crusty bread.
Flavor explosions.
Lots of spinach on there, and I think that garlic kind of comes out a little bit. Let me take a bite. I don't want to create too much mess myself. I'll grab a plate over here. Maybe our cameraman wants a slice. That right there. You get the herbs, then you get the spinach. That provolone kind of holds it all together. Wow. Good stuff. You know what we're gonna do? Next we're gonna rock and roll on the classic Philly cheesesteak. What I did a little bit earlier was I took the ribeye and I shaved it up really thin, and I sauteed it on, I'll set that over here. I sauteed it on the flat top with a bunch of onions. So we're gonna go with today. And we have some of the, while Jason's getting that ready, we have some of the iconic toppings, if you will, right? So you can go provolone, American, or Cheese Whiz. Everybody's favorite, I guess, if you're in Philly. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Whiz. Seems to taste like manufactured cheese. It's kind of funky. But with the meat and the onion, it kind of comes together pretty well. So what we have here is we have some nice long rolls that we're splitting. And we're going to take that ribeye. So we had some USDA Prime shaved ribeye from the butchery that we, like I said, we cooked on the flat top a little bit earlier with some diced onions. And Jason's got that right there for us. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, get in there. So again, you can have this done either at the tailgate. You can do it right on your flat top grill, or you can do it ahead of time, have it in your pan, bring it, heat it up last minute, and just get ready. And all you got to do is little whiz. Now, Jason, what do you think is going to be the best one, or do you have a favorite of the cheese?
Of the cheese?
Yeah.
I vote for the provolone, and I would probably put some of these peppers on mine too.
So there you go. We'll put some of the pickled peppers and provolone on half of this bad boy, and we'll continue to build. I personally like the classic. The American, I think, is my favorite. Just get enough meat on there, kind of melt that cheese for you, and bring it right in. We're gonna fold it up. Look at that.
I think we need more cheese whiz.
Whoa, a little more cheese. We'll be ready to rock. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and send a piece over to my cameraman. Get some of that extra meat in. Jimmy? So what have you been up to after that long hiatus off of Twitter? No one has seen you in months.
Working.
Working.
Unfortunately. You know,
No,
no
that's a good
fun.
thing.
Working, spending time with my favorite grand dog, Margot, and hanging out with the kids. A lot of kids' activities this summer, you know, a lot of cookouts and barbecues and up north time. And
Okay.
it's been fantastic. The work part, I wish I wasn't so busy with work. I would love to be on Twitter rather than work.
Well,
But
you know,
unfortunately,
for some of us, Twitter is work.
yeah.
So being on there, just sharing what we got going on is what
Oh
we do.
my goodness! What I really like to do is just eat these sandwiches full time. You know,
What do you got? So what do you think?
That is
The
fantastic.
classic provolone Philly cheese.
Fantastic. Mm.
Jason's got the whiz. What do you think? Again, I get him every time he's taking the bite. So then we're gonna finish off our 3 sandwiches, iconic tailgate sandwiches from Philly, because the Lions are playing Philly. And if we did a 16-week or 17-week expose on or recipe series on Detroit tailgate foods, probably wouldn't be so fun. So we'll take these opposing teams every week and we'll knock them out that way. So last but not least is my favorite of all.
I
Go
will
for
say
it.
one thing. Don't skimp on the bread, guys. Breads are what make all these sandwiches, and the bread on that pork sandwich and getting
This
the right
bread
roll,
is delicious.
getting the right roll for your Philly cheesesteak makes all the difference.
Good stuff. We got a nice tailgate mess going on here. This is what it's all about. I'm gonna set this sandwich over here. And we're gonna take this nice crusty Italian roll to make the last but not least, the hoagie. This bad boy is by far my favorite sandwich. I make these quite often. Our twist is gonna be that we're gonna use the butchery sweet pickle relish or sweet pepper relish instead of a hot pepper relish. And then we're gonna finish it with some of the sweet chili peppers or sweet cherry peppers, if you will, and some of the pickled peppers that we make here in house. So Jason's gonna spread some of that sweet relish on there, and then we're gonna put all the classic meats: pepperoni, Genoa salami, prosciutto. What else do we have on there, Jason? We have the
Copa secca, peppered salami.
There you go. So we just layer that on there, lots of meats. And this one here is generally used a sharp provolone on this sandwich, but we use all the provolone on our other sandwiches,
We gotta
so that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and we're really gonna mess it up, and we're gonna put American cheese on there, which will be just fine, right in the middle.
Would have been delicious with all that provolone.
And so we'll hide it in there. And then we make, there's always the vinegar, the oil, a little bit of red pepper flakes, and some oregano. And we put a little bit of that dressing we'll put on there at the end. But the classic hoagie, like anywhere, little sliced tomato, onion, and shredded lettuce will go on there. And like Jason likes to garnish with a little bit of heat, he'll put probably the pickled peppers on there. If not, you can always go with a little olive medley, really good on those sandwiches. We're gonna
Even
finish
better,
this.
spicy olives.
That's right. So don't forget that every week we're gonna be doing tailgate favorites, some simple recipes, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. We're gonna show you things that you can do at your tailgate, simple, or you can have a lot of these stuff made ahead of time, right? You can have your Philly meat ready, take it, just heat it up and make your sandwiches in the moment. You also could make your pork, roast your pork ahead of time, slice it, bring it, heat it with the pork reduction sauce, put it on your roll, and you're ready to rock and roll. And this one here, obviously, you can make these sandwiches ahead of time and then put your vinaigrette on there, or your peppers, the things that are wet, if you will, on last, just before the tailgate's ready to start, and then your sandwiches are ready to rock. This right here, my friends, is a gorgeous, gorgeous hoagie sandwich. Take a look up, that's it right there. That is the party stopper, and that will eat really well. So you have a few pops waiting for the game to start. I think this right here will soak up all that alcohol and make things a lot better. Don't forget to check us out at thebutcherysl.com, our website, or you can call the store, talk to Jason, ask if you have any meat needs or any kind of catering needs. We do stuff right here in this pop-up kitchen. We do cooking classes, we do private events, we do dinners, steak dinners, everything from steak dinner to a taco dinner, anything you want. We do, look at this thing, let me stop. We can set up any kind of event that you like for you. Nice bread, get that nice. Now you can get the bite from the classic Italian, or the pepper. This here is sweet. You got a little of the sweet from the sweet peppers. And I'm telling you, excuse me, but
Plus, you get a little bite of this too.
all that flavor
It's a good balance.
melding together creates a really, really nice sandwich. I think we did really well on that one, Jay. If you have any questions, want recipes, send me an email at tbutchery@gmail.com. Or like I said, you can call Jason at 248-682-COWS.